Huawei is back in the spotlight, this time with a big leap in chip technology. According to a recent leak, Huawei is working on a new 5nm Kirin 5G chip that could power its future flagship smartphones. This means Huawei is preparing for a major performance upgrade in the coming years, but when exactly this chip will arrive in commercial devices is still unclear. The news comes from a well-known Weibo tipster who goes by the name @SmartChipConsult. According to the tipster, Huawei is exploring a next-generation Kirin chip based on improved OMG technology, and this could be a big deal for smartphone performance and efficiency. The current Kirin 9010 and its successors already use a 7nm process called SMIC OMG+2, which is a refined and enhanced version of the 7nm chip. It's what powers phones like the Huawei Mate 70 Pro Plus. This chip is already quite powerful, offering smooth performance, better power efficiency, and higher density for better processing. But Huawei seems to be pushing for even more, and that's where the 5nm upgrade comes in. The term OMG+2 refers to a new generation of chip technology. These OMG+2 chips use advanced nanosheet transistors that offer better performance while consuming less power. In simpler words, these chips make your phone faster, smoother, and longer lasting, all while using less battery. They also help reduce lag, speed up tasks, and improve battery life, everything users want from a modern smartphone. If Huawei successfully develops this 5nm Kirin chip, it could take things to the next level. With a smaller process size, 5nm chips can fit more transistors into the same space, boosting speed and efficiency even further. That would make future Huawei phones much more competitive, not only in China but potentially on the global stage, especially if sanctions and supply issues ease. However, there's a catch. The same leak says that this 5nm processor is still under development and won't be ready for commercial smartphones this year. In fact, we might have to wait until the end of 2026 before we see Huawei launch a phone powered by this upgraded 5nm Kirin 5G chip. It's worth remembering that Huawei is still facing challenges in the semiconductor industry, mainly due to global trade restrictions. One major issue is that the company doesn't have access to UV extreme ultraviolet machines. These are essential tools used to create advanced chips like the ones found in today's top phones. Without these tools, it becomes difficult for Huawei to produce cutting-edge chips on the same level as Qualcomm or Apple. Despite these setbacks, Huawei has found ways to move forward using alternative chip-making processes. For example, the Kirin 9010 uses a 7nm SMIC process that bypasses some of these restrictions, and it's actually quite impressive, especially considering the limitations Huawei faces. So why is this new leak such a big deal? Because it shows Huawei is not giving up. In fact, they're planning well ahead. Even though the new 5nm chip might not show up in phones this year or even next year, it signals that Huawei is focused on innovation and making a strong comeback in the chip space. In addition to smartphones, there's also news that Huawei may be using a version of this new 5nm chip, possibly called the Kirin X90, in its Harmonious-powered PCs. This shows that the company is planning to use its new chip designs across multiple devices, not just smartphones. That's a smart move. By building a common chip architecture that works for both phones and computers, Huawei could build a strong ecosystem of connected devices, all powered by its own hardware and software. But as of now, the company has not made any official announcement. There's no word on specs, no launch timeline, and no confirmation of which devices will get the 5nm Kirin chip first. Everything we know comes from leaks and reports. Still, this leak gives us a good idea of where Huawei is heading. They're working on something big, and although the full impact may take time to arrive, it's clear that Huawei is slowly but surely rebuilding its chip technology. To sum it up, Huawei is working on a next-gen 5nm Kirin 5G chip. It uses OMG+2 chip technology, offering better power efficiency and faster performance. The chip may not appear in smartphones until late 2026. Huawei still faces major hurdles like not having access to EUV machines, and the company might test this chip in PCs before bringing it to phones. It's an exciting time for Huawei fans. While we may not see this 5nm chip right away, the company's efforts show strong progress. If everything goes according to plan, Huawei could once again compete at the highest level in both smartphones and PCs. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on Huawei and other tech news. See you in the next one.